As a child, I lived in a town that was separated from the rest of the world. We weren't Amish. We did use modern things, just we took independence to the max, living off the land and animals we owned. I haven't been there all my life. I came to Cornfield when I was about 3 years old. I can still remember trying to get used to the room I was new to. It was only small with plain walls that needed a new coat of paint, nothing else except a bed. But the world isn't too bad here, because everyone knows you, and you know everyone. That has its disadvantages, but it also has its large advantage. I went to school from the age of 4, learning science, and also English and maths. We didn't need physical education or any of that city school stuff, because we would always run back to our farms at 2 p.m. when school ended and help our mothers and fathers do the final piece of work. I think I turned 8 when we had the new people come into this paradise, I would call it. They had a nasty child called, from what I recall, his name was Jason. He would make everyone's life hell. Steal from people, from their homes and their actual farms. They would even kill the sheep sometimes. Eventually we moved in. They moved out because, well, the whole village sort of ganged up on them, telling them to piss off or something was going to happen to their precious angel. They went within a few days. After that, it was about 4 years, 3 to 4 years, until the next family moved in. I was 12, and so I was in my last year at school. The family that moved here were fairly rich. They had one child, a boy called Aaron. He was fairly good looking and very funny. Any girl would dive at his feet, but he would drive me mad and mock with the mocking comments he always said to me every day. One day we were at school and it was a beautiful June day when, as usual, Aaron turns up, pushes me so that I fall over. In shock, I yelped out. Standing up quickly, I shouted at him. Then I looked down to see blood on the floor. Glass had shattered around that area the other day, and a piece that was stabbing into my knee. The sight of blood never scared, sickened, or frightened me, but the thought of my substance on the floor was leaking everywhere made me think I should be in pain. I started to cry, and the pain, as usual, set in. The nurse came out to see me and disinfected the cut, and then it didn't hurt after that, but my friends had now got angry with Aaron. "Why did you do that to her? What the hell's the point?" Oscar shouted, looking face to face with Aaron. Hurting a girl is what a coward does. Sadie put her arm around me and made sure I was okay. "I'm not a coward. She's stupid enough to lose her balance, and she cried because she's a baby." "I could prove I'm not. I'm not a coward. I'll do one of your stupid dares that you lot do." He looks at me smugly, but with a slight bit of hope that in his eye that will just tell him to go away. "Fine. Let's do that tonight, as usual. We'll meet at a stupid spot. Guys, okay?" I mocked Aaron, which made the guys laugh. This made Aaron mad and red, so he walked off in a rage. I went home after break because my leg was hurting really bad, and for the first time since I was 4, I was able to go home and sleep. Mum and Dad were really worried. They seemed to act strange, but I ignored it until I woke up again to go downstairs. Dinner had almost been ready because the house smelt. That smell you smell when your mum's cooking. Oh, that's one that woke me up. I limped a little, trying to act like my knee was fine, so I could only go out like that night, so we could go and get my payback on him. I looked to see at the front door Aaron with his nanny. Once again, my heart sank, and I wish my parents weren't such good friends with him, his parents. There's a problem back in New York, and so they're hoping that he can stay with you for a few nights, if that's okay with you. Then Annie seemed extremely edgy and frightened. Of course he can. And are Anne and Jonathan okay? Anything else? Asked my parents. They seemed as worried as her. What the hell was happening? I was able to get down the last few steps slowly, with these thoughts bubbling through my mind. And I was able to get out the back door without them hearing me. I went into the garden and started feeding the animals for the final time of the day, which was just before dinner. Psst! Little girl, are you busy? A voice came from the dense cornfield that lay next to the house. Come closer. I can't see you very well, and I'm feeling a little lonely. Yes, come here, come on. Look, I have some toys that I know you will like. A basketball rolled out of the field. My one had recently burst, and it had upset me because we don't really get toys around here. I begged my parents for days to get me a new one, but they never did. But this man in the cornfield had sent a chill up my spine. I've never known Phil because what is there to feel fear in an area where the biggest crime is a boy killing a sheep? A boy. That's ever happened. I took a step back, away from the field, to hear the man rustle forward. Panic rushed up my spine. Another step back, another step forward. Another step back, another step forward. I was panicking now. I couldn't believe it. He was there. Sir, please go away. This is private land, and my daddy wouldn't like you on his new crops, because we had a bad crop last year. There was silence for a second, and only the chirping cricket seemed to confirm that. But you don't have to tell your daddy. I was here, and now I'm here to play with you. Don't you want to play with me? I won't hurt you like Aaron did. He hurt your knee. How's your knee feel? Does it still bleed? Oh, that blood all over the floor. I was shaking now and near to crying, but I wanted to be brave just in case Aaron walked out. Thank God to my father as he came out asking me what I was doing. I ran into his arm and started to sob. Daddy, there's something in the field. It wanted to play with me and has lots of toys that he would think I would like. I was scared for the first real time in my life. My dad, with fire in his eyes, thought that it was a sick asshole pedo from somewhere out of town was watching me and was going to hurt me. Of course, a shotgun had been brought out, and although my dad shouted over and over, he never came out. He grabbed me and took me inside to have dinner. He told my mother about what had happened. She thought he was joking at first, but how serious my face was when she started laughing turned her face to ice. Emma was in my room when I went up there to go and get him. He was white faced and bright red eyes. I guessed he was crying, but I never said anything. Hey, dinner's ready. Aaron, we got to go down for a bite because we got to go and play, remember? I grabbed his arm and pulled gently. He was really upset, and so I sat beside him and waited. I'm so sorry I hurt you today. My mum and dad have gone back to New York because someone has been murdered. They think it might be my sister. My family never spoke of her because she needs special care, and they don't like people to think they have a child who needs special care. It's like it's a drag or something. His eyes filled up with tears again. He held them back just about when my mum called again to ask us to hurry. Listen, I haven't said it was. Just keep your hopes up. We will go out after dinner and do some fun stuff. My knee still hurts, but we can still ride our bikes there. I reassured him that it would be fine. He nodded and went downstairs. On my bed laid a necklace that had a locket of him and his sister. The sister had a beautiful face. He looked like him. Long brown hair that coated her shoulders. And she had this special bracelet on or something. I've seen it on like my cousin once before. I picked it up and placed it into my pocket so I could give it to him later. After dinner, I begged my parents to let me leave so I could go and play outside. They agreed, but they made me promise I would stay away from the cornfield. I smiled and hopped outside to join Aaron. Emily, I've just seen something move, Aaron said all of a sudden. We both stared for a minute before I said, let's move, because we've only got 2 hours of sunlight.